Hey, I'm Ryan. I made this video for my online English 101 final project. Hope you enjoy. The American dream has and always will be tied to success. America's drive to succeed is apparent in the way Americans live out their lives. Most people live comfortably, if not very lavish lifestyles, and fancy cars and RVs are not uncommon. With Americans living in spectacular fashion, surely they have achieved their dream of success. However, the American dream has overlooked something very important in the achievement of success. Even though house space is on the rise, Americans are more alone than ever. A material-centric society has shifted the average American's goals out of line with nature and what is truly important in life. The 1986 film Castle in the Sky by Studio Ghibli not only warns against the dangers of desire for power at the core of the American dream, but reminds Americans what is truly important in life. Castle in the Sky is a Japanese animation created by the widely acclaimed Studio Ghibli. Though they are not as popular in the United States, you may have heard of them. They are the creators behind films like Ponyo, The Secret World of Arrietty, and Spirited Away, Oscar winner for Best Animated Feature. Through decades of animation, the studio has a reputation for capturing the essence of human behavior. Ghibli's movies draw you in, with not only detailed shots of realistic backgrounds, but by striking a difficult balance between reality and fantasy. Visuals such as this shot from Howl's Moving Castle not only carry fantastical creations from the minds at Ghibli, but carry a very real emotional response from the character. It is through Ghibli's ability to convey the impact of fantasy and the real world that the studio can masterfully give metaphor to the soul of humanity. Raging monsters, impossible physics, and yes, even floating castles are all there as conscious choices. These choices stand as metaphors to aspects of humanity and the effects in our lives. Castle in the Sky is no exception to this movie mastery. The movie is riddled with symbolism warning against the dangers of desire for power and how to live a life truly attuned with nature. The movie's symbol for power is clear in its title, Castle in the Sky. In the movie, it is rumored that a nearly perfect society created floating castles with their strength and power. These castles were not only fit for a king, but yielded great weapons. The castle's source of energy was derived from an Ethereum crystal, but just like the castles, the crystals started to disappear. The last known Ethereum crystal has been inherited by the movie's main character Shida, and before she knows it, she finds herself trying to escape mysterious government kidnappers and pirates with her new friend Patsu. These two groups are chasing Patsu and Shida because it is believed that Shida's crystal is the only way to find the missing castle in the sky. In the face of temptation to yield such power, the movie's antagonist, Muska, is driven to great lengths to obtain the crystal. Throughout the movie, he conducts large-scale military operation and attempts to gain the crystal and find the castle. Not to mention, he is okay with kidnapping children in attempts to get what he wants. It is not in Muska's actions that parallel the American dream, but the essence of them. Scenes like this capture the very roots of desire for power at the core of the American dream. American society has always wanted to succeed, but as of late, their desires to succeed have become lost in their desire for power. In his article, The American Dream, Dead, Alive, or on Hold, Brandon King, a political science student from the University of Cincinnati, defines the American dream as the potential to work for an honest, secure way of life and save for the future. In a lot of ways, it appears that Americans have succeeded in this dream. Large suburbias and cities with buildings that literally scrape the sky have become the American way of life. They have constructed their own castle in the sky on the ground. Yet, it is in the secure way of life and save for the future part, in King's definition, that Americans start to deviate from their dream. Simply put, the American lifestyle is unsustainable. In the article American Wasteland by Jessica Struhl, she states, Americans generate about 251 million tons of trash a year. That's 4.6 pounds of garbage per person every day. America is one of the world leaders in waste production, with only a few countries ahead of it. Americans have become so lost in the power-centric drive for success, they have forgotten about the nature from which they come from. Castle in the Sky shows the dangers of ignoring this warning on many levels. Whether it be in shots of the military's stark contrast against nature, or when Muska was filled with fury when he discovers the castle has become overtaken by nature. Perhaps one of the film's most damning reminders of American society's impermanence on this earth is in the history they develop over the course of the film. Even though a godlike society freed themselves from the bounds of earthly attachments, they too eventually succumbed to the gravity of nature. This myth-like warning captures the essence of reality we live in. No matter how great American society becomes, to truly find success in their dreams, they must live out their lives in accordance to the realities of nature in which they live. Though nature may limit the grandiosity to which Americans should live out their lives, the movie consistently shows how to find happiness living a more simplistic lifestyle. Scenes of laughing and community living show proven ways to live life happier. It is not like these people are rich either. The town consists mostly of miners going through a rough patch.
Well, how'd it go, boys?
No silver, not even any trace of tin.
We're just not having any luck.
It is through excellent world building that you could see exactly the community that keeps these miners together. Shots like this, you could see everyone is gathered and socializing. There is a quiet hum of conversation in the background. Everyone knows Patsu, and you could see the joy that is brought to each person's face while in conversation. Articles like Forced Socialization by Rosemary Counter highlights the benefits of after-work socialization when it is stated, work friends also slash employees' risk of depression and makes them 40% more likely to land a promotion. The benefits of socialization have been proven time and time again to make people happier. In light of these studies, it follows that American society, in pursuit of their dream, would emphasize the importance of socialization, right? Sadly, this is not the case in American society today. The people of America have become too focused on gaining power through success that they have forgotten what truly makes one successful. Suburban houses are becoming larger and larger, and because of this are acting as all-inclusive castles in which its inhabitants do not need to leave. Kitchens and fridges are large enough to start small diners, and nearly every backyard has a pool in it. Perhaps worst of all, in the dawn of the internet age, people can live their entire lives under the same roof. Working at home, online school, and social media have all risen in popularity in the last 15 years. It is in America's sprawling landscape of concrete and castles of isolation that Americans have forgotten nature and the joy it brings. In one of the movie's most important scenes, Patsu feeds his birds in the morning and plays the trumpet to celebrate the new day. Patsu's joy of participating in nature sets the scene for the rest of the movie's focus. It is these simple joys that Castle in the Sky ever so powerfully communicates lessons that stand in stark contrast to current American ways of living. It is through fantasy that Ghibli captures the essence of desire for power and the mal-effects of such desire. It is now more than ever, Castle in the Sky rings true with the American dream. Americans have lost the meaning of success and now are currently living an unsustainable lifestyle. What's more and more Americans are living lifestyles that do not promote social behavior. Castle in the Sky serves as a powerful warning against lifestyles that conflict with nature and promotes how to find happiness in a simpler, more meaningful way of living. Shida states it best in her final stand against Muska in the throne room of the floating castle.
You see, a king without compassion does not deserve a kingdom. You will never possess the crystal. You and I will die here, together. Now I understand why the people of Laputa vanished. There is a song from my home in the Valley of Gondua that explains everything. It says, take root in the ground, live in harmony with the wind, plant your seeds in the winter, and rejoice with the birds in the coming of spring. No matter how many weapons you have, no matter how great your technology might be, the world cannot live without love.
It is through strong symbolism and reminders that Studio Ghibli's Castle in the Sky can help America and Americans in the achievement of their dream.